Alright, what's up YouTube? So, I actually just uploaded a Pink Plays Pokemon video, literally just a few moments ago. Probably only went live right now. You might have already seen it, I don't know. Because I don't know when this one's going up. But, I decided to go back through some replays just to see, like, what had been saved, who saved what, etc, etc. Honestly, I was just watching some replays. And I found this video, this replay that I don't even think I saved. I think my opponent saved it. This one's just gonna be, just watch. So here's me in the back. I'm playing a somewhat odd team here. This was, I don't even remember this team. This team was just like, let's throw a bunch of random Pokemon together and see if it works kind of team. I wanted to use Scissor, I wanted to make a Scissor, I wanted to use Gyarados, DD Bounce, Waterfall Taunt, Gyarados. This is Stealth Rocks, Ice Beam, Fire Blast, Crunch, Tyranitar, not too uncommon there. I think this is Defog, Roost, Thunderbolt, Heat Wave, Zapdos, I actually don't remember 100%. And then this is Hyper Voice, Toxic, Protect, or no, Hyper Voice, Wish, Heal Bell, Toxic, maybe? I don't even know, might be Protect. Sylveon, I don't even remember. This is Sub Punch Braylon. So he opened, looking at my opponent's team, he's got what is obviously a Mega Gardevoir right here. No one runs normal Gardevoir ever. The Chansey is the thing that kind of strikes me as like, why is this on your team? It's so, like, you could have put a physical wall that does so much better than, has so much more synergy with your team than Chansey. I figured this was his Defogger and Scissor. I figured this, I mean, Rotom Heat is always Choice Scarf, Overheat, Overheat, Volt Switch, usually Will-O-Wisp, and Trick. And then Gyarados, I figure, is probably some weird Dragon Dance variant. Probably Sub-Dragon Dance 2 attacks, but whatever. That's... 100% I knew this is the same thing I'm thinking now. This is the same thing I would have been thinking when I started the game. But anyway, we start off here. He's got Rotom Heat. I have to switch out because he's either going to Trick or he's going to Will-O-Wisp, and either one kind of cripples Sub Punch Breloom. I'm actually surprised he went with Trick there because Scarf Breloom is still technically a thing, although not a lot of people use it. But anyway, I let him do the burn on me. I don't care. I throw up Stealth Rocks because having Stealth Rocks up is just way too important. It keeps his Gyarados at bay. It keeps his Scissor at bay. Not his Scissor, his Rotom Heat at bay. But he Volt switches out and he goes to Scissor, and I know he's gonna go for Defog here, which is annoying. So I go to Breloom. Get out my Toxic Orb to get poisoned. Now you might be wondering why I'm running Toxic Orb Breloom with a Heal Bell Sylveon. I know they kind of like don't work too well together, but Heal Bell is too useful in case, any of these three Pokemon get burned, or really either of these two Pokemon get burned, or if something happens to Breloom and it doesn't get its Toxic Orb activation, or it's just too useful not to have that healing. You may also be wondering why I brought out Breloom here. Well, this is clearly not going to be a choice band Scissor, and unchoiced Scissor Bullet Punch does lull damage to, look at that, 39% to Breloom. Who even cares? Whatever. So I Spore it, and now it can't get, it definitely can't get, rocks off the field again. So I switch out to Gyarados just in case he doesn't want to switch. He tries to eat up the sleep turn, and he goes out to Lando. And I'm like, whatever, I bet this Lando will U-turn, and I was right. So I go for Dragon Dance just to get the +1 speed. He goes to Gyarados, which puts me at -1, +1. So here's where the fun begins. So I taunt it, and sure enough, it's a Dragon Dancing Gyarados as well. So I go for my own Dragon Dance. And now I'm at -1/+2 speed because he goes to Lando again. So at this point, I just go for Waterfall. I mean, even at -1, look at how much damage that does. He goes for Stone Edge, does not one-hit KO me. I always run a bulkier set of Gyarados when I run Gyarados. So he's basically forced to switch out again. So I go for yet another Dragon Dance, expecting the Gyarados switch to drop me down to -1 again. This time I bounce, expecting him to go for an attack, just because it's like, he knows I have Taunt. So I can get a free bounce on anything, and I can get some leftovers healing. And sure enough, he goes to Rotom. Now here I'm basically like, whatever, I'll just sack the Gyarados. I mean, this is taking forever. So I go for a Waterfall, and I get a flinch. That never happens. I'm never that lucky. But with that much damage, he can't stay in. So Gyarados, after dropping down 70% of its HP, is already back at above 50%. This is what happens right here. I taunt him again. It's like, because I'm at -2 here, so he's like, whatever, I don't have to be afraid of anything. So I just start Dragon Dancing more. Because even at -2, I'll be able to KO his Lando if he wants to bring that in. But anyway, I'm setting up. Look at this. I'm at -1/+5. I have Dragon Danced 5 times, and I can't even get back to my regular stat. Anyway, here's where it gets kind of silly. I Dragon Dance one more time, get up to +6 speed. Like, what the hell? At this point, I have speed everything, and I'm still at -1 attack. I go for a bounce one more time, just for more lefties recovery. He brings in, I think he brings in Lando. Yeah, he brings in Lando right here. -2 attack. Not enough to one-hit KO it, even at 42%. But, I mean, he's at 18 right now, so who even cares? This is where he makes a weird play, though. He goes for Chansey. I mean, Chansey's not going to take anything from -2 Gyarados, obviously, but the weird play is that he goes for Toxic. Like, you know I have Taunt, so, like, what are you doing here? So now all you have left is Seismic Toss. So I pull out the Scissor here. Seismic Toss does, 29, whatever. I go for the knockoff. It doesn't quite KO Rotom, but that doesn't really matter. Because now I can just go to T-Tar. He overheats and misses, but honestly, it doesn't matter. That would have done, like, almost nothing. I'm a very bulky build of Tyranitar, and I've got Sand Up, and I've got, I mean, look at that. Volt Switch does 15%, and that's, like, who even cares? So I throw up the Stealth Rocks again, even though I'm still choice, obviously. I'm banking on that Scissor not waking up right now. And he doesn't. So, Scissor's pretty much out at this point. He stays in, I'm thinking, just trying to get those rocks off the field, but it doesn't happen. So, stranger thing, rather than bringing in Chansey, which honestly feels like it would have been the better choice here, he brings in Gardevoir, and he tries to set up a substitute. I'm assuming he's sub-CM. And, I mean, I just stayed in, because I was like, I can't risk switching out, and I can't risk taking a hit with anything, really. Now I go for one more T-Bolt, and now I just go ahead and sack my T-Tar. This is for a couple of reasons. It sets up the sand for a little bit longer. It drops him out of substitute range, obviously. And then it gets me a free switch in for Scissor. So I go for the Bullet Punch here just to be absolutely safe. Which is probably the wrong choice. I should have just gone for DD. Or not DD, but Swords Dance, whatever. It was a while ago. Like, maybe I was in a weird mind frame, but anyway. I go for the Swords Dance on his Dragon Dance, so now he basically either has to taunt or attack. Those are his two options. I just went for the knockoff because it's like, whatever, you're not running a bulky Gyara. I know you're not. You're at 75%. I can just throw out the knockout and it's done. He gets the Intimidate on me, but it doesn't even matter. He's only got, obviously, 2 Pokemon left. I mean, this was a really low-rated battle. This is back when I was just playing around with a bunch of random teams. But I just thought it was funny. I mean, first off, I think that Gyarados was still at... Yeah, Gyarados was at 57%, okay? Gyarados was in for how many turns? I brought it out turn 6. It didn't leave. It did not leave until turn 25. Gyarados was in for 19 turns. Like, what the hell? I mean, I don't even understand. Like, honestly, he could have even just gone to, like, he could have gone to Mega Gardevoir at one point. Like, I was at -2 on attack. Like, you could have gone to Gardevoir. Obviously, the big thing was I got the flinch on the Rotom Heat. If that hadn't happened, like, we'd have been playing a very different game. But, like, I did not even remember this battle until I saw it again. I'm like, oh my god, that's right! I played a game where my Gyarados was like -2 the entire time for like 19 turns, and it still did so much work. Because, I mean, it took a big chunk out of Rotom Heat. It took Lando out of the game. It kept him from setting up with Gyarados. Like, obviously it didn't do any real damage to Gyarados, but it just, like, it kept... I mean, it even kept Chansey out, like, because Chansey was probably his best bet, but it did not happen. What he actually should have done is back when he hit with the Stealth Rock, or not the Stealth Rocks, the Stone Edge, and it dropped me down, look at that, 82%, it did 82% to me. I was down to 18%, and I got all the way back up to 50%. But what he should have done after that is just switch right to Chansey and start spamming the Seismic tosses, because obviously, I mean, even Gyarados doesn't have that much health. Seismic toss will do about 30-something% to it. Even though I am running, quite a bit of extra HP on it, that's what he should have done. Unfortunately, he did not, and despite 19 turns of Gyarados shenanigans, after that it was only, 12 turns for me to win the game. But anyway, the big thing, honestly, I feel like the biggest thing that put me in an advantage here was not just the Gyarados, obviously, sort of like stalling his team completely, and doing a little bit of extra residual damage to, Lando and Rotom Heat. Rotom Heat was the big one. The other big thing was sporing his Scissor and getting the rocks up, but yeah, this wasn't like an amazing duel. In fact, if anything, I'd say duel. Oh my god, I've been talking to Dee too much. Oh my god. This wasn't an amazing battle, but I just thought it was really funny. That just like this ridiculousness that happened with this Gyarados. But anyways, that's going to be it. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been Pink Reaper, signing out.